Hello, everyone. Okay, so welcome to Migration, Prejudice and Discrimination unit. All right, the things that we're going to be focusing on in this unit is to identify the reasons for migration to the UK amongst key ethnic groups. Now, this is such a massive subject, we can't focus on everyone, so we're just going to be focusing on a few people. To know the different kinds of prejudice and discrimination in Britain, and we want to analyse systematic racism and its effect on communities. So the main concept that we're going to be talking about in this particular PowerPoint is going to be migration. Okay, now we all know what the definition of migration is. It's all about moving from one place to another, whether that be internationally, it could be nationally, for example, could be for a short period of time, for a year, or could be for a longer extended period of time. And in fact, even lots of other countries, they have their own definition of what migration is. Even the United Nations has its own definition of what migration is. Now, the problem with migration, or the word migration, is that it is so loaded with different connotations, mostly fueled by media and of course fueled by whatever political agenda happens to be happening at a particular time. So it's really important that we have a look at some of these misconceptions and try as much as possible to correct them. When I think about the world, this globe is genuinely what I think of. I know that I'm not alone in recognizing that although we are the dominant species on the planet, our primal instincts, like animals, birds, and insects, is to migrate to places of safety and security. Now, unfortunately, many of us have lost sight of the fact that humans have always migrated across this planet, just like the slide that I just showed you. And for some reason, we've forgotten that actually this is a natural progression. This is a natural part of the world cycle, of the human, animal, insect cycle even. All species on the planet migrate at some point, either temporarily or permanently. Okay, whether it is for better game, food reserves, in our case maybe for better farmland, maybe safety from natural disasters and other climate disturbances. Sometimes it's to escape conflict. But this process has been happening forever, since species started to develop on this planet. And that is not something that is new, as some people would like to have others believe. And the problem is that if human beings and other species don't migrate, and if we focus as we should be on ourselves, if we don't migrate, we don't evolve properly. You know, we don't learn, we don't grow. We involve ourselves in something called societal stagnation. However, in this modern era, we in the West have developed ever more sophisticated methods of excluding those we deem undesirable, even at the detriment of our own economies. To me, it seems contradictory to create a hostile immigration policy when, number one, your country has sent its citizens to the distant reaches of the earth to colonize, whilst killing the original inhabitants of those regions and exploiting its resources and people. And two, be a country built specifically through mass migration, who then chooses to shame those people attempting to do the very same thing your forefathers did. However, this is currently the state of play within particularly richer Western nations. So we have a situation where migrant, immigrant, asylum seeker, and even refugee has become a dirty word, loaded with stereotypes that reflect the fears of the host nations, stoked by press, media, and racist commentators and politicians.